Water-related disease stands in the way of a free and dignified life for 1 billion people, and it claims lives by the millions. In Cambodia, only 39% of rural households have access to proper toilet facilities. However, the rate at which sanitary toilets are being installed has increased dramatically since the government of Cambodia made rural sanitation a priority in 2008. In the past 6 years, hundreds of thousands of rural families are experiencing the benefits of improved sanitation for the first time. iDE Wash, in partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Stone Family Foundation, and WSP, have sold over 100,000 low-cost latrines in 5 years through their market-based approach. Over the next year, iDE Wash plans to sell an additional 5,000 latrines to rural Cambodians. The current design of the iDE Wash Easy Latrine, while successful, was considered too small for many of the users who purchased it. Improvements to this design would lead to higher sales, customer satisfaction, and improved sanitation practices. In Compass, iDE's in-house human-centered design innovation lab was tasked with designing the Easy Latrine 2.0 for iDE Wash. Our process, human-centered design, has 3 very distinct phases. Step 1, here. We start with human-centered problem-solving and deep human insights through extensive in-field user interviews and observations. In this case, we asked users, what were their requirements? What were their barriers to purchase? What was working with the current iDE Easy Latrine? What was not working? After we came back from the field, we took all of the user insights and analyzed and synthesized the inputs. By doing this, we were able to identify connections in purchase and usage behaviors and customer wants and needs. These connections, or themes, became our very own specific set of user-inspired guidelines, or design principles. These design principles informed our entire strategy and design moving forward. Let's review the design principles. Number 1, users explained that the current size of the basin was too small and required refilling from a ground well too often. Number 2, users described wanting a space that could be used for multiple tasks by different family members at the same time. Number 3, users wanted a private space that would still allow for multi-use by different family members at the same time. Number 4, users wanted cleaner looking water for longer. Number 5, users wanted a full turnkey solution without having to invest time or additional resources into their latrines. Number 6, users also wanted the possibility of adding on to the shelter in the future and build their dream 2-room toilet. How might we design a new Easy Latrine for iDE Wash that meets these user-inspired guidelines? The next step in our human-centered design methodology is the create phase, or strategic idea generation. Finding the right ideas and narrowing them strategically for sustainability based on human insights, technical feasibility, and economic viability. We held a participatory idea generation session inviting key stakeholders, other designers, and decision makers in the wash sector. Using our design principles and inputs that were generated during this idea generation session, we began to design our solution. With these inputs, we went back into the field and actively engaged end users in a co-creation session using visual stimulus, allowing them to further express their needs and desires for the perfect latrine. The third and final step in our methodology is the D in HCD, deliver. During this stage, we rapidly prototype latrines in medium and high resolution using the new design that was informed by Step 1 and Step 2. We adjusted and optimized the latrine with rapid user input for mini pilots and field tests in order to maximize the return on investment, impact, and success of this new latrine. For the final high-resolution prototype, we chose one household that was currently without a latrine, but expressed interest in owning one. Using existing iDE wash supply chain actors involved in current latrine production and installation, Encompass built the final high-resolution prototype. Once completed, Encompass invited users from surrounding villages to test the final Easy Shelter 2.0. Let's check our final design against our user insight-informed design principles. Number 1. Users explain that the current size of the basin is too small and requires refilling from the well too often. Our new design now has 2 basins, one inside and one outside that are connected through a valve. Number 2. Users described wanting a space that could be used for multiple tasks by different members of the family at the same time. Number 3. Users wanted a private space that could still allow for multi-use by different family members. The Easy Shelter 2.0 has an additional usable space that is on a tiled foundation. Now, if the latrine is occupied, family members have the opportunity to access a clean area for bathing their children or doing laundry. Number 4. Users wanted clean-looking water for longer. The new Easy Shelter 2.0's outside basin has a lightweight corrugated metal cover to protect from dust, debris, and falling leaves. Number 5. Users wanted a full turnkey solution without having to invest time or additional resources into their latrines. The Easy Shelter 2.0 now comes fully tiled inside and out, painted with clean and smooth walls. The previous design did not include these features, and users were left to source and pay for these additions. Number 6. Users also wanted the possibility of adding on to the shelter in the future to build their dream 2-room toilet. The new design now enables users to transform the Easy Shelter 2.0 when they are ready at a minimal cost to a 2-room structure. With this new design, we are confident that iDE Wash will be able to hit their target of 5,000 additional sales in rural Cambodia over the next year, allowing Cambodians the opportunity to own what they have helped to create.